Satyadeshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Apat Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. I once again welcome all of you for today's session. We are celebrating Sri Ramanavami on Sunday. And Ram Navami is a very special occasion because the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself appeared in a very special incarnation to teach the entire humanity about what is right conduct. So He taught us by His own personal example, and we are going to celebrate Sri Ramanavami in our temple at ISKCON Bangalore in a very grand manner. Festival celebrations will be 6 p.m. onwards. I request all of you to please come, witness the special darshan of Krishna Balaram as Rama Lakshmana, and also other festivities 6 p.m. onwards, and receive the special blessings of the Lord. In order to prepare our consciousness to receive the Lord on the day of His appearance, we are having this 5 session series, Sri Rama Katha, based on the first chapter of Balakanda of Sri Valmiki Ramayana. We have so far discussed 40 verses. Each day we are discussing 20 verses with the meanings. And today we shall begin with the 41st shloka of the first chapter of Balakanda. And in this chapter, as I have told on the day one, these are the verses spoken by Narad Muni to sage Valmiki. When Valmiki Muni asked about who is that ideal personality who has got 16 qualities, transcendental qualities, at that time, to reply to his answer, Narad Muni speaks the entire Ramayana in a gist, in the form of a summary. And later on, by the blessings of Lord Brahma, Valmiki Muni expands these verses spoken by Narad Muni into the entire Valmiki Ramayana. So let us begin today's session. Today's theme is troubling encounters. After Lord Ramachandra went to the forest, there were certain challenges, certain not so good, unpleasant experiences that the three personalities, Rama, Lakshmana, and Mother Sita, had to face. So we shall be discussing about those interesting incidents. Text 41. Vasatastasya Ramasya vane vanacharai saha ऋषयोऽभ्यगामन् सर्वे vadhayasura While Rama resided in that forest, which forest? Dandaka forest, all the sages along with the forest dwellers approached him with a prayer to kill the Asuric Rakshasas who had obstructed their performance of dharma. So here, as soon as Lord Ramachandra entered the Dandaka forest, there were many saintly people, sages who were living in that forest. They were very happy that the Lord has come, and they all surrendered to Lord Rama, and they seeked the protection of Lord Rama. Why? Because they were actually harassed by the demons staying in that place in Dandaka forest. Maricha, Subahu, and many other, Khara, Dushana, all these demons were actually harassing the sages on the order of Ravana. So therefore, all these sages, when they saw Lord Ramachandra, they were very happy that our protector, our king has come, and they all appealed to the Lord to give them protection. In the entire Valmiki Ramayana, you will find many such incidents where different personalities take shelter of Lord Ramachandra and seek his protection. In the very beginning of the Balakanda, you will see that the Devatas, they were harassed by the activities of Ravana. They all go to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, and they take the shelter of Lord Narayana. And then here we are seeing the sages, they are taking shelter of Lord Rama in the Dandaka forest. Later we shall see Sugriva took shelter of Lord Rama to get justice and protection against Vali. And then we see Vibhishana took shelter of Lord Rama, giving up his demoniac brother Ravana. He came to take shelter of Lord Rama. So, in all these circumstances, the highlight is Sharanagati, surrender to the Lord. When we surrender to the Lord will surely protect us. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna iti Vishwasa Palana. A devotee who has developed complete conviction that definitely Krishna will protect me, such a devotee always depends on the Lord, and the Lord will surely reciprocate with such a sincere devotee. So here the sages approached the Lord and seeked his protection. Text 42. Satesham pratishushruva rakshasanam tatha vane. Rama then promised to fulfill their prayer in Dandaka, the forest of the Rakshasas. So Ramachandra heard their prayers and he agreed, yes, definitely, I shall protect you. I shall remove all the obstacles on your path to spiritual practices by giving you protection against these demons. Text 43. Pratignatascha Ramena vadah samyati rakshasam ऋषीणाम अग्निकल्पानाम दंडकारण्यवासिनाम. Lord Rama promised the fire-like rishis living at Dandakaranya that he would kill the Rakshasas in battle. So all the rishis in the forest, they were all very strictly following the rules and regulations mentioned in the Vedic scriptures. They were constantly performing tapasya and also performing yajna, which was actually the Yuga Dharma recommended for people in Treta Yuga. So since they were all following Dharma, Lord Ramachandra assured them that do not worry, henceforth your activities of Dharma will not be disturbed by the Asuras. I will give you protection and I shall kill these demons. Text 44. Tena tatraiva vasata janasthana nivasini virupita shurpanakha rakshasi kamarupini. So here there's an interesting first twist that happens in the Aranya Kanda here. While Rama lived there along with Mother Sita and Lakshmana, Ramachandra caused Lakshmana to disfigure the Rakshasi Shurpanakha, who could assume any form at will and who resided at Janasthana. So, this is the demoness Shurpanakha, as we all know the incident. Shurpanakha was the sister of Ravana, and when Ravana had went for Triloka Vijaya, he actually went to different planetary systems and he conquered various lokas, various planets, and the kings who were ruling there. When Ravana went to Patala Loka, there he actually killed the the husband of Shurpanakha. Shurpanakha was his own sister, but Ravana killed Shurpanakha also. I mean, Shurpanakha's husband also. Of course, it is said that he didn't know in darkness, he shot an arrow and Shurpanakha's husband died. And later on, Shurpanakha came and stayed with Ravana in Lanka. And Ravana had told Shurpanakha that you can go anywhere in the Dandakaranya forest and this whole forest is yours. And our cousin brothers Khara and Dushan are also there in a place called Janasthana, very close to Dandakaranya forest. And they will protect you, and you can do whatever you want to do. So in this way, Shurpanakha, she is called Kamarupini because she could assume any form as per her desire. So when Shurpanakha saw Lord Rama in Dandakaranya forest in Panchavati, she became attracted to the transcendental beauty of Lord Rama. In the first session, we have discussed about the various attractive bodily features of Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra's body is equally attractive to the devotees and to the demons because the Lord is all attractive. So when Shurpanakha saw this form of the Lord, she was actually instigated with lust and she wanted to actually uh, possess Rama for her husband, as her husband. So what she did was she actually disguised herself into a beautiful maiden, and we all know she came and presented herself in front of Rama, and she proposed shamelessly. She proposed Rama, overcome by kama, lust, and Rama indicated that I am already married and I shall not be able to fulfill your desire. And at that time, she saw the younger brother of Rama, that is Lakshmana, who was equally beautiful. And when she approached Lakshmana, Lakshmana also said, see, I have come here to serve my brother and my sister in law. So I cannot actually satisfy your desire. Please go away from this place. Then Shurpanakha, she actually got very upset and she became angry upon seeing Sita, who was also very beautiful. Oh, because of this woman, you both brothers are rejecting me. And immediately saying that, she went to attack Shurpanakha. And then Ramachandra indicated Lakshmana, and Lakshmana disfigured Shurpanakha by chopping her nose. The place where this particular incident happened is Panchavati. Nearby, there is a place called Nasik, the modern day Nasik. Nasik actually means, Nasika means nose, the place where Lakshmana chopped off the nose of Shurpanakha. Now, the meaning of the word Shurpanakha is also very interesting. Shurpanakha means one whose fingernails are very big and broad, long and broad. That means she was very like a demon only, very ferocious, very fearful, fearsome form. That is the meaning of Shurpanakha. So in Janasthana, I mean in Panchavati, when Shurpanakha came to attack Mother Sita, on the indication of Rama, Lakshmana cut off the nose of Shurpanakha. So from this incident, we understand another interesting lesson that we must approach the Lord not for fulfilling our own personal material desires. We must approach the Lord to serve Him. The demons, they approach the Lord for either killing the Lord or, like Shurpanakha, to satisfy their own personal desires. Now, this is not called devotional service. Even though they are approaching the Lord, they are approaching the Lord for the wrong reason. Srila Prabhupada explains that we must approach the Lord or serve the Lord for His pleasure, to satisfy Him. And if He is satisfied with our service attitude, then we can attain real happiness. Not by trying to satisfy our material desires that we can attain happiness. So, this is a very important lesson. Another important lesson is wherever there is Rama, there is no room for Kama. If one wants to win over his Kama, one must definitely become devoted to the lotus feet of Rama. Only by the blessings of Lord Ramachandra we can actually become free from the influence of Kama or lust. Let us continue. Text 45. ततः शूर्पणखा वाक्याद् उद्युक्तान् सर्वराक्षसान् खरं त्रिशिरं चैव दूषणं चैव राक्षसम् निजघानरणे रामस्तेषां चैव पदानुगान्. So after this, Shurpanakha was thus insulted and she was disfigured. She actually went to Khara and Dushana, who were actually her cousin brothers, who were ruling that part, who were actually tormenting that part of Dandakaranya. So let us see. After disfiguring Shurpanakha, so what happened? Shurpanakha went to complain against against Rama and Lakshmana to Khara and Dushana. So Khara and Dushana sent their soldiers to fight against Rama. In fact, they sent 14,000 soldiers. And in a matter of 72 minutes, Ramachandra kills all these 14,000 demons sent by Khara and Dushana. So this shows how the Lord is extremely powerful. He is unconquerable. It's not an ordinary thing. 14,000 soldiers, demons, were killed single handedly on the battlefield by Ramachandra in just 1.5 muhurtas, that is about 72 minutes. After disfiguring Shurpanakha, Rama destroyed in battle with all the chief Rakshasas, the Rakshasas Khara, Trishira, and Dushana, as well as their followers who had prepared themselves for war upon hearing Shurpanakha's words. So, after hearing Shurpanakha's complaint, Khara and Dushana sent his soldiers first, and when Ramachandra killed all the soldiers, then Khara and Dushana themselves came to fight against Rama, along with another warrior called Trishira. So, Kharadvamsine Namaha, we chant the holy name of Rama. Dushana Trishiro Hantre Namaha. This also we chant the Rama Ashtottara. So, Ramachandra killed all these demons, Khara, Dushana, and Trishira. Text 46. The one more interesting thing to note is that these were not ordinary um, demons. They were actually demons who possessed mystic powers. They possessed Maya, lot of mystic powers, Mayavi Shakti, and Ramachandra killed them effortlessly. Right? Lord Ramachandra, he is the master of Maya. So, in fact, whatever Maya demons employed against Rama, Rama was effortlessly able to counter that and kill them. Text 46. वने तस्मिन् निवसता जनस्थाननिवासिनां रक्षसां निहतान्यासन् सहस्राणि चतुर्दशा. Yeah, this is what I was telling. While residing at that forest, Ramachandra annihilated 14,000 Rakshasas residing at Janasthana. Actually, one of the primary purposes of Lord Ramachandra's appearance in this material world is to rid the world from the demoniac forces, right? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. The demons are called dushkritinaha because they always perform activities against dharma, and they torment the people who are saintly and who follow the dharmic principles. So, therefore, Lord Ramachandra killed all these demons when he was residing in the forest. That means Lord Ramachandra successfully fulfilled his promise that he had given to the sages of Dandaka forest. He killed all the demons and made the forest fearless for all the sages to perform their religious activities. This is the duty of a king, of a real king. A king has to make sure that the dharmic principles are followed nicely in the kingdom. He must also make sure that anybody who produces trouble or who produces obstacles for the devotees, for the saintly persons. They have to be suitably punished. Hmm? That is the duty of a king. Shishta paripalana, dushta samharana. He has to, the king has to protect the shishta. Shishta means those who follow righteousness, dharma, and the dushtas, the unrighteous people, have to be punished. But in Kali Yuga, we see the opposite happening. That is the biggest problem in Kali Yuga. Because the leaders themselves do not know what is dharma and what is adharma. And many times they punish the right doers and they protect the wrongdoers. That is the nature of kings or administrators in Kali Yuga. So, Ramarajya means the place where the good people are rewarded and the adharmic people, the asuras, are punished. That is what Ramachandra taught by killing all these thousands of demons in the forest. Text 47. ततो ज्ञातिवधं श्रुत्वा रावणक्रोधमूर्छितः सहायं वरयामास मारीचं नाम राक्षसम्. Then Ravana heard about the death of his relative Khara and became senseless with anger. He then sought the help of the Rakshasa named Maricha. So, after Khara Dushana were unsuccessful in conquering Rama, Shurpanakha went all the way to Lanka to complain to her own brother Ravana. And when Shurpanakha went there, what did she describe to Ravana? That is very interesting. Shurpanakha did not talk about her mistake. She did not say that I went to attack Sita, therefore Lakshmana disfigured me. The problem was with me. She never said this. In fact, she spoke in such a way that Ravana's lusty desires will be further aroused. She actually said, I found a beautiful lady in the forest, Sita, and she was extremely beautiful, and as soon as I saw her, the thought came to me that such a beautiful lady should be the wife of you, O Ravana. And when I tried to bring her here, then the two men who were accompanying her, they disfigured me. They insulted you by speaking harshly against you, and they also have cut off my nose. So when Ravana heard this kind of a complaint this kind of a speech by Shurpanakha, he immediately thought, oh, that means these two people, Rama and Lakshmana, are not ordinary people. If at all I have to possess Sita, then I have to trick Rama and Lakshmana. And only then I will be able to possess Sita. So what did he do? He and some of his ministers also advised him. So you should use tricks to get Sita here. So in this way, what he did was he went to Maricha. Maricha happened to be the uncle of Ravana. So Maricha, as I had told you in the previous episode, after tasting the arrow of Rama, Maricha had reformed. Maricha was he had given up his sinful activities. He was trying to meditate and become saintly and become reformed. And at that time, Ravana comes to Maricha saying that, see, like this, there is one Rama, and I want to kidnap his wife because she is very beautiful. And you should help me because you know all tricks. You have lot of mystic powers. And my proposal is that you should somehow go in a special form and allure Sita and make sure Rama and Lakshmana are away from her, and then I shall go and kidnap her. So, from this very plan, we understand Ravana cannot be really called as a brave person. A brave person or a real warrior will never resort to such tricks. He will never stoop so low There are a lot of people in present day who consider Ravana to be their role model. They even make movies glorifying Ravana. And all such people are also equally asuric like Ravana. Because if somebody is glorifying an asura, that means he or she also should be having the same asura mentality. Because only the devatas, only the godly people glorify the Supreme Lord. So in Kali Yuga, we are in such a situation that people have become so blind that they don't know who is a real hero and who is villain. They confuse villain to be hero and role model. You can just understand the kind of degradation that has happened in Kali Yuga. In Treta Yuga, when Ravana approached Maricha with this kind of a planning and scheming, Maricha did not agree, even though Maricha was a demon by birth. He said, see, Ravana, don't do this. Rama is not an ordinary person. Don't meddle with him. And it is Maricha who says, Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. Rama is the personification of Dharma. And if you go meddle with him, had it for you. It will result in a big defeat for you. You may even lose your family. You may even lose your own life. So, better let us not meddle with Rama. This was the advice given by Maricha to Ravana. And Ravana, because he was so much instigated by lust, he had lost his senses. First of all, he did not have any sense because he was always, um, you know, interested in uh, torturing those who are following dharma. That is the nature of Ravana. Many people say no that Ravana was a great Vedic scholar and he used to encourage art and literature and culture and all of these things. But all of these things become zero in front of his bad character. One may be very expert, one may be a great scholar, one may be powerful, one may have so many other talents and abilities. If one's character is low, if one's character is lost, then everything is a big zero, everything is lost. This point is nicely highlighted in Ramayana. Ramayana is the Adi Kavya, the first literature, the first Kavya, epic in human society. And Ramayana is teaching us that we have to give more importance to character building, not just competence, right? So somebody is asking, was Ravana not a devotee of Lord Shiva? Now, he may be a devotee of Lord Shiva, but the demons approach Lord Shiva not for his pleasure, not for the pleasure of of Shiva. The demons approach Lord Shiva to satisfy their own personal desires, their own plans to conquer the world, to harass the saintly people. They want powers. For that, they approach Lord Shiva. And Ravana also did the same. So it's not that Ravana was such a great devotee that he listened to everything that Lord Shiva said. No. In fact, there is one statement in the Ramayana we see later on in the Yuddha Kanda. Hanuman goes to the court of um, Ravana before the battle and he says, even now, if you repent for your sinful act and seek shelter at the lotus feet of Rama, Ramachandra, my master, will forgive you for all your offenses. At least now, save yourself. And Hanuman says, you consider whatever I am saying to be the words of Lord Shiva. At least for the sake of Lord Shiva, you agree to what I am saying. Hanuman says like this, but still Ravana does not listen. That itself shows that he was not devoted to Lord Shiva to please Lord Shiva. He was only devoted to Lord Shiva to get powers from him so that he can execute his own evil plans. This is the meaning of a demon, right? So, Ravana, when he heard that Ramachandra had killed Khara, Dushana, and all the Trishira and all the 14,000 Rakshasa soldiers in Dandakaranya, he actually sought Maricha's help and Maricha was forced by Ravana. You see, this is another interesting lesson for us. Many times we may have old friends with whom we might have indulged in so many not so good activities, addictions, and bad habits. But after we come to Krishna consciousness, we try to stay away from their company. We try to practice Krishna consciousness, understanding its importance, and trying to develop determination in following bhakti principles. But sometimes these old friends or old memories can come, and they can try to push us into those old habits, right? And if we are not strong, if we don't have strong association of devotees, then it is quite possible that we can get again influenced by such bad company, and we may go back to our bad ways. So, from this incident of Maricha influenced by Ravana, we understand that it is very important, if at all we want to develop determination to practice Krishna consciousness, staying alone and practicing is not a good option. We must have association of devotees. We must try to always hear Krishna Katha, Rama Katha in the association of devotees. We must associate with Srila Prabhupada through his Vani. And such kind of association, Vaishnava association, gives us the required inner strength and determination to practice Krishna consciousness. Without such sadhu sangha, however determined we may be in practicing Krishna consciousness, it is easy to get influenced by bad association. We can get carried away. Therefore, it is very, very important that we always remain in the association of devotees. So that is what we understand in this particular incident. Text 48. Varyamana subahusho मारीचेन स रावणः न विरोधो बलवता क्षमो रावण तेन ते. Ravana was repeatedly checked by Maricha. Oh Ravana, your clash with Rama, a stronger person, is not appropriate. So Maricha told, you don't know who is Rama. He is very powerful. I have personally experienced this. When I went to destroy the yajna of Vishwamitra, I have actually personally tasted the arrows of Rama. He is not an ordinary person. Please be away from him. Right? This is what uh, Maricha was telling repeatedly. Anadritya tu tadvakyam Ravana kala choditaha jagama saha marichas tasya padam tada. Disregarding Maricha's words, Ravana, impelled by death, immediately arrived at that Rama's ashrama with Maricha. A very beautiful expression used here by Valmiki is Ravanaha kala choditaha. Right? So it is said that a person, when he is in his final days or when death is approaching him, when death has decided to kill him, such a person does not listen to good instructions of anybody, especially a demon. So Ravana's death was calling him, actually. So when somebody acts according to dharma, the Lord will give protection. But when somebody acts against the Lord, against the pure devotees of the Lord, we should know that he or she is actually preparing for a disastrous future. That's what exactly happened with Ravana. Another thing we understand is kama, lusty desires, always lead to downfall. Every sane person must give up these three things. This is repeated instruction in all the Vedic scriptures, and Lord Krishna is also saying this. So Ravana, impelled by lust, he forced Maricha, and Maricha was weaker compared to Ravana. Therefore, he got influenced by Ravana. If our determination to practice Krishna consciousness is weak, then we get influenced by asat sanga. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, stay away from asat sanga. Asat sanga tyaga, ei Vaishnava achar. The first and the foremost duty of a aspiring devotee is to keep away from bad association. Otherwise, we become influenced by them, and whatever little desire we have to practice bhakti, that also will go away. So that's what happened with Maricha. So both of them approached Rama's ashrama. Text 50. Tena maya vinaduram apavahya nrupatmajau jahara bharyam ramasya grudram hatva jatayusham. Now, since this is the summary of the Ramayana, everything is described in a very way, in a very short way. Briefly, it is described. So here it is said, Tena Mayavina Duram, by the Maya of Maricha, Rama and Lakshmana went far away from the Parnakutira, from the hermitage in which they were living, and Sita was alone there. Apavahya Nrupatmajau. Apavahya means she was kidnapped, right? And then Nrupatmajau, the sons of Dashrath Maharaj, Jahara, when they were away, Jahara means kidnapped. Sita was kidnapped when the sons of Dashratha was away from the hermitage. The two sons of Dashratha were taken away, far away by that magician, that is Maricha, in the form of the golden deer. Then Ravana kidnapped Rama's wife and killed the vulture Jatayu. So we all know this incident, right? Swarna Mruga. Maricha presented himself in the form of a golden deer, and Sita said, I want this golden deer. To satisfy Mother Sita's desire, Ramachandra went into the forest and he shot this Maricha. And while he was dying, he shouted loudly, Ha Lakshmana, like that. And this voice was heard by Mother Sita, and Sita thought Ramachandra is in danger. So she said, Lakshmana, you should go to protect Rama. But even though Lakshmana was trying to say that, my Rama, my brother is very, very powerful. The demons can't do any harm to him. So don't worry. It may be a trick of the demons. Lakshmana said this, but still Mother Sita insisted and sent away Lakshmana. So when Rama and Lakshmana were away, this Ravana came and kidnapped Mother Sita. Right? And then Jatayu, who was actually the friend of Dashrath Maharaj, he was there, and Jatayu came to rescue Mother Sita when he heard her cries, and when he tried to save Mother Sita, the cruel Ravana cut off the wings of Jatayu, the bird, the vulture, and Jatayu fell down on the ground, fully wounded. But Jatayu was waiting, holding his breath, to inform Rama in case he comes that way. That means we should not think that Jatayu was a failure in serving the Lord. Even though he could not rescue Mother Sita, he gave his best. And this is what impressed Lord Rama. He fought till the end of his life in order to serve Lord Rama. So even if one is so-called unsuccessful in bhakti, if one puts full endeavors, tries his best to serve the Lord recognizes such a devotee. So Lord Ramachandra was extremely pleased with the sacrifice of Jatayu, so much so that he personally performed the final rites for Jatayu. The Antima Samskara, the final rites for Jatayu, was performed by Ramachandra himself. That special privilege, which even Dashrath Maharaj could not achieve, was achieved by Jatayu. So, therefore, Jatayu is a great devotee of the Lord, and he is teaching us that till the last breath of our life, we must fight against Maya. We must follow the principles of bhakti as given by our spiritual master. Text 51. Gridhram cha nihatam drishtva hrutam shrutva cha maithilim raghava shoka santapto vilalapalukendriyaha akulendriyaha. Noticing that the vulture had been vanquished and hearing from him that Maithili, Sita, had been stolen, Raghava, that is Rama, burnt in distress and lamented while his senses were agitated. So, when he saw that Jatayu was killed, almost he died in the hands of Ravana, and from Jatayu, he also heard that Maithili is a name of Mother Sita, since she is from Mithila city, she is called Maithili. She is the son of Janaka, therefore she is called Janaki. So like this, there are different names for Mother Sita. And when he got to know that Sita had been kidnapped by Ravana, Rama became Vilalapa. Vilapa means he was actually lamenting like an ordinary human being. And Akulendriyaha, his senses were all agitated. He was lamenting. Srimad Bhagavatam explains the reason for this. Why did Lord Rama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, lament like an ordinary person? Because Lord Ramachandra is teaching, it is mentioned by Shukadev Goswami in the Bhagavatam, Sri Sanginam Gatimiti. Ramachandra wanted to teach to the whole world that when we become attached to material possessions, the end result is lamentation. Of course, Ramachandra and Mother Sita, there is nothing material in connection with them, but Ramachandra was playing the role of a human being. Therefore, Prabhupada explains in the purport that he was going to the forest for Vanavasa. He should not have taken Mother Sita with him. But because Mother Sita insisted so much, he took Mother Sita along with him to the forest, and this became a cause for lamentation and distress for Lord Rama. So, Lord Rama is teaching us that when we get attached to material relationships in this world, the result is we become distressed. This is one lesson that we can learn. And of course, as we also understand, Prabhupada explains, quoting from Kurma Purana, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quotes from Kurma Purana and says that wicked Ravana actually did not get hold of Mother Sita at all. Mother Sita, she is the internal potency of the Supreme Lord. How a demon like Ravana can actually touch Mother Sita? It's not possible. Actually, it is the Chaya Sita, the shadow Sita, which Ravana took away to Lanka. So the real Sita was in the custody of Agni Deva, and that is why later on Agni Pariksha was performed. Agni Pariksha was performed not to test the chastity of Mother Sita, but actually to regain the original Sita who was in the custody of Agni Deva. So this is a very confidential thing that is revealed in scriptures which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains. And Srila Prabhupada also explains. Text 52. Tatastenaiva shokena gridram dagdva jatayusham margamano vane sitam rakshasam sandadarshaha kabandham nama rupena vikrutam ghora darshanam. Filled with lamentation for Jatayu, Lord Rama burnt the vulture Jatayu's body, performed the final rites, and alas, while searching for Sita in the forest, they met a Rakshasa named Kabandha, whose form was distorted and who was of a terrible appearance. So today's session is all about the different encounters that Ramachandra had to face in the forest. Terrible encounters, not so very pleasing encounters, right? So this material world is also like a forest, Bhagavatam describes. When you go to the forest, you see so many reasons for being afraid. There are so many dangers. There could be a blind well, and without knowing, you may step into it and fall into it. Or there could be ferocious animals like tigers and lions which can attack you and kill you. There could be so many other reptiles and insects which create a lot of problems for you. That's the nature of the forest. And the material world is also compared to such a forest. In the material world, there are so many reasons or so many causes for our fear. So, still, we think that we should settle down in this material world and improve our material conditions. So, this is condemned by Bhagavatam in Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam says one should quickly get out of this forest fire of this material existence and one should go back to the spiritual world. So, here, Ramachandra, after proceeding, after performing the final rites for Jatayu, they meet, Rama and Lakshmana, they meet this demon called Kabandha, who was of a terrible form. He was actually cursed by Indra, and Rama and Lakshmana kill this demon, and in this way liberate that person. He was actually a Devata, and this Kabandha, after being liberated by Ramachandra, he gives a clue that you should go to Shabari and she will tell you the way to find your wife Sita, right? So if you see the entire Ramayana, it is like a treasure hunt game from now onwards. Every place Ramachandra goes and Ramachandra unlocks a certain clue from different personalities, and then they finally it leads to going to Kishkinda, befriending Sugriva, finding Hanuman, and with the help of the Vanara Sena, Lord Ramachandra attacks Ravana and regains Mother Sita. So it was like a treasure hunt. Text 53. Tam nihatya mahabahur dadaha swargataschasah. Mighty armed Rama destroyed Kabandha and burned him. Kabandha attained the heavens. So Kabandha got liberation. Then Sachasya kathayamasa shabarim dharmacharinim Shramanim dharma nipunam abhigacheti raghavam. Kabandha stood for a moment in the skies on the way to the heavens and told Raghava, Ramachandra, to respectfully approach Shabari, a lady renunciant who was absorbed in carrying out her dharma of serving her spiritual master and who was capable of carrying out the duty of properly honoring her guests. So, Kabandha, after being liberated, he says to Rama that there is a Pampa Sarovara. Please go there on the banks of that river. There is an ashrama of Matanga Rishi, and there is a great devotee of yours called as Shabari, and she is in fact waiting for you. And she is carefully carrying out the orders of her spiritual master. And you please go, and she will actually receive you very well. She will be very happy to see you, and she will actually give you the right advice as to what to do next to find Mother Sita. Text 55. Sobhyagachan mahateja shabarim shatrusudanaha shabharya pujitas samyak ramo dasharathatmajaha. Rama, of great strength and the destroyer of enemies, respectfully approached Shabari, and Shabari worshipped Dasharatha's son Rama completely. Now, one very important thing that many people think that Shabari fed the fruits to Ramachandra, which were first tasted by her. But this is actually not there in the Ramayana. It's not that she tasted the fruits and the very same fruits she gave to Rama. No, that was not the case. She actually tasted the fruits from that one particular group, one particular cluster of berries, and after ascertaining that those fruits were sweet, she gave the other fruits of the same tree to Ramachandra for tasting, for eating. So this also is an interesting thing. But Ramachandra accepted the offerings made by Shabari, even though they were very simple, because those offerings were made with love and devotion. As Lord Krishna says in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati Tadaham bhaktyupahritam ashnami prayatatmanah. So Lord Krishna says, if one offers me with love and devotion, a flower, a fruit, a leaf, or even water, I will accept it. So the condition is it has to be offered with love and devotion. And since Ramachandra accepted the offerings, the fruits made by given by Shabari, we can understand that Shabari was a great devotee of the Lord. She is not an ordinary person. Text 56. Pampatire Hanumata Sangato Vanarenaha Hanumadvachanachaiva Sugrivena Samagataha. Ramachandra then met the Vanara Hanuman on the banks of the river Pampa. On the request of Hanuman, he met Sugriva. So Ramachandra gave liberation to Shabari. Shabari was actually waiting in that place because her spiritual master Matanga Rishi had told that Ramachandra is going to come and give you darshan. So please be here only and take care of this ashrama. Like this, Matanga Rishi had told, and he went elsewhere to do tapasya. And Shabari had so much faith in the words of her spiritual master that every day for many years, every day she would actually decorate the entire ashrama with flowers, and she was picking special fruits to offer to Rama. She was waiting for Rama. Every day she was doing this for many, many years. This shows that one will be successful in spiritual realization if one has complete faith in the words of the spiritual master. So Ramachandra finally came, gave darshan. Not only gave darshan, he accepted the offerings made by Shabari. That way she attained perfection and she also attained liberation. And before ascending the spiritual world, Shabari told Ramachandra to go to the Pampa Tira, the banks of river Pampa, and and there to meet Sugriva, to make alliance, friendship with Sugriva, and so that mutually they can help each other to find to to uh, to solve their problems. This was the advice given by Shabari, and on this advice, Ramachandra goes, and initially he meets Hanuman, who had actually come disguised there on the order of Sugriva to find out who are these two people. They are dressed like saintly people, but they seem to be well built and they appear to be very tejasvi, like Kshatriyas. Who are these two people? Oh, Hanuman, go and find out. In this way, Sugriva had told. Because Sugriva was on the Rishyamukha Parvata out of fear of Vali, his brother. And Vali had a curse that he would never come to Rishyamukha Parvata. The moment he comes there, he will die. That was the curse. Therefore, Sugriva had only one refuge, one place to feel himself secure and safe. That was the Rishyamukha Parvata. And when Sugriva got to know that two young men who look very powerful, they are coming that way, Sugriva doubted that Vali might have sent these people to kill Sugriva. Therefore, he sends Hanuman, and first Hanuman disguises himself as a Brahmana and he meets Rama and Lakshmana. And from that conversation, Hanuman gets to know that these are not people from Vali, but these are great personalities, the princes of the Surya Vamsha. And Hanuman is impressed with Rama, and equally is Rama impressed with Hanuman because of the kind of words that Hanuman spoke. Rama could understand that this is not an ordinary person, and then he got to know Hanuman came in his original form and he said, I am the minister of Sugriva. Please come, I shall take you to Sugriva. And that's how Hanuman takes Ramachandra and Lakshmana to Sugriva, and then they make friendship. Text 57. Sugrivaya cha tat sarvam shamsad ramo mahabalaha aditastat yatha vrittam sitayascha visheshataha. Rama, of great strength, told Sugriva about everything that had taken place from the very beginning and especially about Sita. Text 58. Sugrivaschapi tat sarvam shrutva ramasya vanarah Chakara Sakyam Ramena Pritaschaivaagni Sakshikam. Hearing all of that from Rama, the Vanara Sugriva became happy and established friendship with Rama, keeping fire as a witness to their bond of friendship. So, very interesting. So, Rama described all the things that happened with him and how he's searching for Sita. And then Sugriva also told about his plight, that how he is constantly living in in fear of Vali's attack. There was actually a miscommunication between Sugriva and Vali, which led to a bitter relationship between the two, so much so that Vali was ready to kill his own dear brother Sugriva, and escaping Vali's wrath, Sugriva and some of his supporting soldiers and Hanuman, they came to Rishyamukha Parvata and they were living there. All this was narrated by Sugriva to Ramachandra, and both of them became friends. They told that we will help each other. Sugriva agreed that he will find Mother Sita for Rama, and Rama also agreed that he shall help Sugriva become free from the enmity of Vali by killing Vali. So, in this way, both of them they Chakara Sakyam Ramena Pritas cha Aiva Agni Sakshikam. So, in front of fire, they took a commitment for friendship. This is very interesting. So, in the Vedic culture, fire is said to be very sacred, and any promise made in the presence of fire is said to be very sanctified. That is why in the Vedic marriage also there is Agni Sakshi for the marriage of a man and a woman. In front of Agni, they commit to each other for a lifetime of relationship. Here also, Sugriva and Rama, they committed to befriend each other, to keep up their vows of friendship with Agni Sakshi in front of Agni as a witness. Right? There are two more verses. I'll take about 5 or 8 more minutes. Text 59. Tato Vanara Rajena Vairanu Kathanam Prati Ramaya Veditam Sarvam Pranaya Dukhitena Cha. Then the king of monkeys, Sugriva, informed Rama all about his enmity with Vali, out of his affection for Rama and out of his distress. So Dukhitena, he also expressed his cause of his lamentation, his distress, and he actually he asked Ramachandra for help. Text 60. प्रतिज्ञातं च रामेण तदा वालिवधं प्रति वालिनश्च बलं तत्र कथयामास वानरः. Then Rama promised that he would kill Vali. Then at Rishyamukha, the monkey Sugriva described Vali's strength. So, after hearing the sad story of Sugriva, Ramachandra also agreed to help Sugriva. It's a very interesting thing. Uh, Sugriva and Rama both had their personal challenges and both agreed to help each other. So, friendship is always among equals, right? There has to be some common factor between two friends. Samana Shila Vyasaneshu Sakyaha, it is said. Samana Shila Vyasaneshu Sakyaha. If you want to establish Sakya, friendship with somebody, either it should be because both of you have the same character, same kind of value system, or both of you have the same kind of habits. It is either because of the same character, commonality in character and value system, or the sameness, equality in habits. Like sometimes we hear somebody became a drunkard or a smoker, because he had a friend who also had similar habits. That means friendship can bring the best out of us if we have the right friends, but friendship can also ruin us if we get into bad association. So, samana shila vyasaneshu sakyaha. That is what is depicted here in the friendship between Ramachandra and Sugriva. And of course, Sugriva was very fortunate because he was not befriending an ordinary person, he was actually befriending an extraordinary person, the Supreme Lord Himself. This is very important. Enakena prakarena mana Krishne niveshaye. Rupa Goswami says, somehow or other, if one can fix his mind on Krishna, for whatever reason, one can come to Krishna. But somehow or the other, if one becomes attached to Krishna, attached to Ramachandra, then his life becomes perfect. So, material miseries can also become an impetus for us to take up bhakti seriously, right? Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, there are four reasons why people come to him. Pious people come to Krishna for four reasons. Artha, Artharthi, Jnani, Jignasu. One may come because of miseries, Artha, some troubles in personal life. Or one may come seeking after wealth, Artharthi. Or one may come out of inquisitiveness, Jignasu. Or one may come after understanding thoroughly the purpose of life, a jnani, a person in knowledge. In either of these cases, in any of these cases, if somebody comes to the Lord, then his life is perfect. So here, the Lord came searching for Sugriva, and Sugriva accepted the friendship of Rama, agreed to serve Rama for his purpose of finding Mother Sita, and also Ramachandra in turn agreed to help him get justice by making him the king of Kishkinda, killing Vali. So, this is what we discussed in today's session. We have completed 60 verses in the first chapter of Balakanda. In tomorrow's session, we will talk about how the friendship between Sugriva and Ramachandra, how it was, how Ramachandra kept up his promise towards Sugriva, and later on how Sugriva also did activities to keep up his promise to his dear friend Ramachandra. So we will talk about this in tomorrow's session. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you are liking these sessions. Please do message me personally about your if you have any questions or any queries or how you are feeling attending these sessions. Please give your valuable feedback to me through a WhatsApp message, and it will be very nice to hear from all of you. So I think Ratnadeep has some question. Yes, Ratnadeep, please.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, I have one
Hare
question
Krishna.
about yesterday's association.
Yeah,
Yesterday, you said that Dasharatha Maharaj, while he was dying, he had none of his sons with him.
yeah,
Okay, even though he did Putra Kameshti Yagna, he got four sons, powerful sons, but none of them were there. But
yeah,
don't you think, Prabhu, he had already acquired the perception of life after
yeah.
attending Lord Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrugna, his son? And also, see, when he was dying, even though Rama and other sons were not with him, but he was constantly thinking about Lord Rama, right? So, in this way, he was getting actually the company of Lord Rama with him, isn't it? So, this
Yes,
way,
yes,
he was at no wrong, correct? He was always thinking of
yes,
Rama at
yes,
that point of time.
yes, yes. Very nice observation. Very nice point. I said yesterday that Dashrath Maharaj, even though he had four powerful sons, none of them were with him at the point of quitting his body. Now, that doesn't mean Dashrath Maharaj is less perfect. Dashrath Maharaj is not an ordinary person. He got the Supreme Lord as his son. Definitely, he became so attached to Ramachandra that itself is the cause of his perfection. He is not an ordinary person. But I said, I gave a parallel to what happens in our life, seeing this example of Dashrath Maharaj quitting his body. Generally, in the material world, people think that, oh, at the time of death, oh, there will be my sons or my children, my property, my wealth, my bank balance, all of these things. These will give me protection in my old age. My grown up son is there. He's so good. He's so great. I have so much bank balance. All of these things. We tend to invest faith on these things. I remember I quoted Sripada Shankaracharya saying that nahi nahi rukshati drukkam karane. Sorry. Shankaracharya says that at the time of death, all your great abilities and talents cannot save you. Your great wealth cannot save you. Only Govinda can save you. Therefore, bhaja Govindam, bhaja Govindam, mudamate. This is what Shankaracharya says. So the point is, it's a lesson for all of us that no matter what material possessions we have, all such things will desert us at the time of death. Death is such an exam that comes without prior notice, and it is such a test that we have to face alone. We have to face alone. That is the learning that we get from that incident. And of course, as you said, Dashrath Maharaj remembered the Lord while quitting his body. Therefore, definitely he achieved the spiritual world. He went back to Godhead as per the instructions given by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, as per the words of Lord Krishna. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram sa prayati yat madbhavam. Krishna says, at the time of death, if you remember me and quit your body, you will come back to me. So therefore, we must practice remembering the Lord holy name always when we are hale and healthy, so that by his mercy we can remember the Lord at the final moment of our life. Thank you. Hope that answers your question. So we
Okay,
have
thank you, sir.
one more devotee who has messaged me. Yes, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Uh, Hemant, in Gita, one of the four categories of pious people that approach the Lord is those who wish to satisfy their desire. What is the difference between the category of those devotees who approach Lord Shiva to satisfy their desire? Now, yes, they are also approaching Lord Shiva for material desires only, but the Vedic scriptures say that if one approaches the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even for material desires, one gets the dual benefit of not only satisfying his material desires but also attains liberation. Whereas all the devatas, including Lord Shiva, cannot bestow liberation, they can only satisfy material desires. So there's a difference between approaching the Supreme Lord and approaching the devatas. Hope that answers your question. Because there is a statement by Lord Shiva himself, Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Vishnureva Na Samshayaha. Lord Shiva himself says that the only person who can give liberation to everybody is Lord Vishnu only and nobody else. So, because of this, Lord Shiva can give material benefits, but as far as liberation is concerned, one must approach the Supreme Lord Vishnu or Krishna. Hope that answers your question. And there's one last question let us take. There's, please, somebody has raised his hand here.
Hare Krishna,
Jana,
Prabhu. Yeah,
Hare
my
Krishna.
name is Jonathan, Prabhu.
Yes,
Prabhu,
Janardhan.
yeah, Rama killed Ravana with one bana or how, Prabhu?
One arrow only. We have not yet come to that point. We are still here in Kishkinda Kanda. We have just entered now. Yes,
Okay,
Rama
Prabhu.
killed with one
Thanks, Prabhu.
one arrow only. Right? It is said for Rama, as I was telling you, I think yesterday I told you this. For Rama, there is no second arrow, there is no second word, and there is no second woman. This is a statement in the Ramayana himself itself. So Rama, one arrow is sufficient for him to destroy the enemy. And when he gives one word, once he gives a word, the other person need not have to worry. The Lord will keep up his words, his promise. And also he accepted Ekapatni Vrata. So that is what we understand from about Rama's
Yeah,
character.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks, Prabhu. From
So,
yesterday, I had this doubt. Thanks, Prabhu. Harish, Prabhu.
yeah. Hare Krishna. And thank you all for joining. We'll meet again tomorrow. We will have two more sessions. One will be tomorrow, the other one will be on Saturday. On Friday, we will not be having the session. So, remaining 40 verses, we will be covering 20 tomorrow and 20 on Saturday. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, jai Shri Ram.
Jai
Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai
Thank
Shri
you,
Ram.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.